Every day, someone is quietly controlling you, and you don't even realize it. It could be a friend, a coworker, a lover, or even a stranger online. Manipulators don't shout their power, they whisper it. They know exactly which emotional buttons to press, and which part of your brain will obey without a fight. Today, we're exposing 5 psychological tricks that manipulators use silently to bend you to their will. And once you see them, you'll never unsee them. Trick number 1, the mirror trap. The first trick is called the mirror trap. Have you ever met someone who instantly made you feel seen? Someone who seemed to get you right away? That wasn't an accident. It was mirroring the manipulator's favorite empathy weapon. They subtly copy your posture, your tone, your breathing rhythm. Psychology calls this behavioral synchrony. When two people move in sync, the brain releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical. Your subconscious reads that rhythm as trust. Now, the manipulator has you not with force, but with comfort. In their mirror, you see yourself, and that's what makes it impossible to doubt them. Number 2, the guilt hook. Once they have your trust, they pull the second-string guilt. It starts small. A favor here, a compliment there. They create a sense of debt, emotional debt. Then, the guilt begins to grow. After everything I've done for you, I thought you cared. These aren't just words, they're hooks. The manipulator plants guilt to control your moral compass. Your brain, trained to avoid social rejection, releases cortisol, stress, until you make it right. That's why guilt is so effective. It rewires your emotions faster than logic can defend you. The trick works because you feel like a bad person if you say no. But remember this rule: real love never demands repayment. Visuals: emotional close-ups, strings connecting people, symbolic balance scale tipping. Tone: serious, empathetic. Trick number 3. The time flood manipulators understand one thing better than most people. Time equals control. They overwhelm your schedule, your inbox, your attention. They message constantly, call when you're busy, appear when you finally rest. They keep you mentally tired because a tired mind obeys faster. The brain's prefrontal cortex, the logic center, weakens under fatigue. That's when their suggestions slip in unnoticed. Don't think, just trust me. You don't need to talk to anyone else. The flood of presence becomes pressure disguised as love or care. But what they're really saying is, if I can control your time, I can control your mind. Trick number 4, the isolation loop. The next stage is isolation, and it's the quietest cage ever built. Manipulators don't lock doors. They close them with logic. They don't really understand you like I do. They're jealous of what we have. You don't need anyone else. Little by little, you stop sharing your thoughts with others. Your social circle shrinks, and soon there's only them. Why does this work? Because isolation increases dopamine dependence. You begin craving their attention like oxygen. They become the only source of validation, and your brain confuses that with safety. It's not love, it's programming. Trick number 5, the reward confusion. The final trick, the one that keeps you trapped, is reward confusion. This is where manipulation becomes addiction. A manipulator alternates between affection and punishment, kindness, then silence, approval, then shame. Your brain, desperate for consistency, releases dopamine spikes in every kind moment. That unpredictable reward loop is the same mechanism behind slot machines and gambling. You start chasing the good days, trying to earn them. But the manipulator knows. The more uncertain you are, the more addicted you become. It's the psychological equivalent of being trained, like Pavlov's dog. Only this time, it's your heart responding to the bell. The wake-up. Once you understand these tricks, the mirror, the guilt, the time flood, the isolation, and the reward confusion, you start seeing them everywhere. At work, in relationships, even in politics and advertising. Because manipulation is not rare. It's engineered. The goal is simple: to keep you reacting instead of thinking. But here's your weapon: awareness. The moment you name a trick, it loses its power. You can step back and say, I see you. I know what you're doing. And that silence, your refusal to play, is how you win. You've just learned the 5 silent psychological tricks that manipulators use every day. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe, because on PsychTube, we expose the hidden patterns of the human mind every week. Remember, the mind can be tricked, but once you wake up, you can't be controlled. PsychTube, the human mind explained.